The Enlightenment chasers. Royalties of peace, still in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. How are we all doing this beautiful Wednesday? It is another Wednesday, my water day. The refreshing episode I bring to us today, podcast, November 2024. It's all about Thanksgiving, our journey of enlightenment, and awakening to the purpose of the enabling of a nation called the United States of America that stands at the top of our very existence of multicultural beings, a human race of multicultural beings looking up to the United States of America, the miniature of a multicultural world, reminding us of a battlefield that must appease self back to one. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, according to the United States of America's history. Has been a journey from the very first arrivals into the land of the natives who had already built an existence in this continent before it was named America. It was of many tribes, of many divisions, and the enlightenment that comes onto these many tribes of diverse enlightenment reunites today with understanding we are one, like divided. The complications of divisions that keeps us apart and conflicting each other of the worth we are already of origin. Before we are conceived from our mother's womb, we were. Before we are conceived by our mother's womb, we were. Before conception of the mother's womb, we were. A one worthy existence before the divisions, like the skies, a one body, and the drops that divided reaches a source of one body, the ocean, reminding us no matter the rising or falling, there is a reminder that we are a one body. It is said that the first Thanksgiving was enabled 1621 in Plymouth, Massachusetts, of the United States of America. But there is another version of the first enabled in Florida. Matters not which one was first, but we all know that we give thanks every day, from the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun. We are the enlightenment that never dies. After all, the confusion of when a federal Thanksgiving Day can be held. Congress passed a law in 1941 to establish the fourth Thursday in November to be the federal Thanksgiving Day holiday. We realize that Thanksgiving Day has always followed conflicts, which could misinterpret the purpose of Thanksgiving. The first Thanksgiving was in between the arrival of those from the Western world to the natives that were already present in this continent. They are coming together on this fateful day, dancing and celebrating. Might have not really been effective of its purpose. Some said the natives came there because of the fear of hearing gunshots, a ritual during celebration. These were strangers unto each other, all because of divisions. The more we fall apart, the more we become strangers to each other. In a home, of one family, full of love, of a sudden, the children grow and want to find love, want to extend their love unto others. And they make their own family. With time, history is far fetched, and those of that origin begin to look like strangers coming from their own extensions. The natives here in the Western could look like strangers to each other, even of their traditions and understanding, unable to even exchange a language, unable to even communicate effectively. Yet, there is that peace that can never die, the true language of our very existence that will always bring us together, the smiles on our faces, which we may poison with our thoughts, but can never cease its worth when brightened on a face. Even the table might not have been perfect. It has always been a journey until today of greater enlightenment. We are beginning to realize animal slaughtering and man slaughtering is not called for. Of every conflict, we seek for reunion because our origin is peace and not a storm. Seeds grow into a beautiful tree is our expectation. Our patience while nurturing a human race Today, we begin to understand our ancestors of their journey of pruning by making peace than plucking, to increase equality of wealth and health among each other. Takes our coming together than dividing and falling apart. Thanksgiving after every conflict and roughness of our journey is not to celebrate the victory over the destroying of the other, but rather being able to survive and rewrite history, being able to survive to enable lessons and bring out the blessing. Thanksgiving that we are not the storm, but rather peace. Now, those that have faithfully departed from our physical being are also giving thanks of the enlightenment that we are not the divisions we see, but the origin, perfect peace, which some of us are still to comprehend in the future. It is a journey. The pilgrims who attended this first Thanksgiving with the natives establish a mindset we walk upon of fruitfulness we celebrate. It is said that this celebration was to honor the first harvest of the new settlers, the success of being able to harvest food that would nurture them. It wasn't easy to make food. The natives had a technique of living in this continent, which they passed to the newly welcomed, and so has been to today. It is impossible to be human and starve. We must always find a means to nurture the body while the mind expatiates to enlightenment perfect. Even after the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln issued Thanksgiving Day proclamation to help reunite a weary nation after their splitting apart. The newly welcomed also fell apart between each other to remind us it is not a battle against the one you don't know, but rather a battlefield of the mind. The need to attain that peace that surpasses our understanding of becoming humans. Honoring Thanksgiving is to remind us that no matter the conflicts, there is that peace that surpasses our divisions. and falling apart from each other. We must reach that destination. Thanksgiving reminds us that we must reach that destination of unity where there is no division. Even when we conflict with those in our past, or even when we fear the conflicts of a future, we must remind ourselves that there is thanksgiving to honor our very origin of indivisibility, the enlightenment perfect we must reach. And it takes acquiring knowledge. It takes revisiting our thoughts and correcting our mistakes. No more bleeding of each other. And how is that possible? By not dividing. If we are a family, we stay one until we ascend from this physical nature. Like ice sublimes. And even if ice melts into water, it evaporates. To attain the gaseous state of Battlefieldfree, freedom from collisions, we must enlighten each other this Thanksgiving. Battlefieldfree we must be at the end. Let us enlighten the children to be a better version of us so we can attain that perfect Thanksgiving of none left behind. Thank you all for listening this day. Peace stills the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. Happy Thanksgiving, United States of America. Happy Thanksgiving of every brand new day. Peace stills the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking on to perfect peace. Thank you.